Monitoring and landscape quantification of uncontrolled urbanization in oasis regions, the case of Adrar City, Algeria. 1. Professor Dr. Jamal Alkama, *2 Dr. Asol Dchecha, 3 Assist. Professor Adel Dake. 1, 2, and 3 Department of Architecture, Faculty of Sciences and Technology, May 8, 1945 University, Guelma, Algeria. Email 1, ulkama.djamal@university-gulma.dz, Email 2, dekaicha.asol@university-gulma.dz. Email 3, dikh.adel@university-gulma.dz. How to cite this article. Alkama, D. Dchecha, A. and Dake, A. 2021. Monitoring and Landscape Quantification of Uncontrolled Urbanization in Oasis Regions, the case of Adrar City, Algeria. Journal of Contemporary Urban Affairs, 5, 209-219. https://doi.org/10.2503/hqa.2021.v5n2-5. Journal of Contemporary Urban Affairs. 2021, Volume 5, Number 2, pages 209-219. Article Info. Article History. Received May 25, 2021. Accepted July 10, 2021. Available online July 27, 2021. Keywords. Uncontrolled urbanization. Satellite images. Landscape metrics. Palm groves. Oasis ecosystem. Abstract. Nowadays, uncontrolled urbanization is one of the major problems facing Algerian oasis regions. The monitoring and evaluation of its landscape transformations remain a key step for any oasis sustainability project. This study highlights the evolution of spatial growth in the city of Adrar in southern Algeria during the period 1986 to 2016 by establishing a spatio-temporal mapping and landscape quantification. The methodological approach is based on a multi-temporal analysis of Landsat satellite images for 1986, 1996, 2006 and 2016, and the application of landscape metrics. The results show two opposite spatial trends: significant growth of built-up areas against an excessive loss of palm groves. The landscape metrics allowed the identification of a progressive fragmentation process characterizing the palm groves. Thus, the findings of this study show the utility of satellite imagery and landscape metrics approach for monitoring urbanization patterns and assessing their impacts on oasis ecosystems. Journal of Contemporary Urban Affairs, 2021, 5, 209-219. https://doi.org/10.2503/hqa.2021.v5n2-5. www.ijqua.com. Copyright Professor Dr. Jamal Alkama, Dr. Asol Dchecha and Assist. Professor Adel Dake. 1. Introduction. Uncontrolled urbanization is currently a major challenge for spatial planners and developers, given its irreversible effects on the biosphere at different scales. On a global level, cities contribute to the aggravation of problems related to greenhouse gas emissions, pollution, climate change, and the depletion of natural resources. At the local level, the rapid urbanization of territories is considered responsible for the degradation of agricultural land and local biodiversity, as well as problems related to socio-spatial segregation. Elmqvist et al., 2013, UN, 2018. This galloping urbanization is more accentuated in developing countries, but with less mastery of spatial planning. Cohen, 2006, Gunaralp et al., 2017. The arid regions of southern Algeria have not escaped this universal phenomenon, and the consequences are more marked because of the fragility of their ecosystems. Code, 2012, Dchecha and Alkama, 2020a. The spatial translation of this urban growth is a rather disproportionate sprawl of the urban perimeters of the Algerian Sahara cities. Urban areas are constantly increasing their surface area, harming environmental potential, thereby altering the oasis landscape and endangering its ecosystem. The oasis, based since its origin on the ecosystem trilogy of water, habitat, and palm grove, has undergone a morphological and functional upheaval due to uncontrolled urbanization. Dichacha and Alkama, 2020a, Dichacha and Alkama, 2020b, Kausmin, 2012. However, this accelerated growth is less estimated in the urban master plans and development projects. Until today, local authorities do not have appropriate tools to control and manage the sprawl of oasis cities. CNEs, 2002, Sidi Boumediene, 2013. The recent advent of remote sensing has raised the expectations of urban planners and other city actors. Satellite images allow the observation of terrestrial phenomena, objects, and provide more reliable spatial information of regular temporality. Satellite images are currently a relatively important source of information because of the nature and quality of the data they carry. Ban, 2016. This study aims to map and assess the spatial growth of a large oasis city, Adrar, through a quantitative approach based on the use of multi-date satellite images and the application of landscape metrics. The paper is structured in 4 sections. Section 1 presents the conceptual elements related to satellite imagery and landscape metrics. Section 2 presents the study area and the methodology adopted. The results obtained and their interpretation is presented in Section 3. Section 4 concludes the paper and highlights some perspectives for future work. 1.1 Remote sensing to monitor and map uncontrolled urbanization. Remote sensing is the system of acquiring biophysical information about land areas from a distance. It includes the process of detecting, recording and analyzing the data obtained. Through multiband images provided by satellite sensors, this technology facilitates the monitoring and understanding of terrestrial processes. A satellite image is a digital representation of the Earth's reality, captured and recorded by a satellite sensor, Templey et al., 2004. Since the first generations of civilian satellite sensors were put into orbit in the early 1970s, satellite images have played an important role in studying terrestrial phenomena. Satellite images provide several opportunities. On the one hand, they offer data-rich in spatial information, covering large geographical areas, regularly updated, easily accessible, and lower economic costs. On the other hand, the digital nature of satellite images makes them suitable for integration into geographic information systems, GIS. Indeed, satellite imagery has become an essential tool for studying spatio-temporal dynamics occurring on land territories such as urban sprawl. Ban, 2016, Kodham et al., 2016, Netsband et al., 2007. 1.2 Application of landscape metrics to quantify and assess urbanization patterns. In urban landscape ecology, the city is spatially considered a complex landscape consisting of diverse fragments interfered with according to anthropic and natural logics. Wu et al., 2013. The evaluation of the spatial growth impacts of cities uses landscape metrics developed within landscape ecology during the 1980s. These metrics, also called spatial metrics, are used to describe landscape structures through the measurement of certain properties characterizing their composition and spatial configuration. Composition corresponds to the diversity and abundance of elements constituting the landscape. Configuration concerns the shape, size, and spatial arrangement of these compositional elements. 3 scales of study can be considered: the patch level, the class level and the landscape level. McGarrigle et al., 2012. Numerous studies have shown the importance of these metrics to describe cities' growth process and assess its impact on the environment. Harold et al., 2005, Liu and Yang, 2015. 2. Material and methods. 2.1 Study area. The city of Adrar is located 1,400 kilometers south of the capital Algiers, Figure 1. It is the capital of a large district and the capital of the historic oasis region of Touat in southwest Algeria. Geographically, this oasis is situated at latitude 27 degrees 52 minutes north, longitude 0 degrees 17 minutes west, and altitude 258 m. Climatically, this region belongs to the hyper-arid climate, characterized by dry and hot summers and relatively cold and mild winters, particularly during the night. The dry period occupies most of the year, with a period from April to November. Average temperatures vary between a maximum of 45.2 degrees Celsius, July, and a minimum of 5.8 degrees Celsius, January. The average relative humidity varies between 39.6%, December, and 12.1%, July. Precipitations are rare, with an annual total of around 11 millimeters, falling mainly in autumn and spring. On the other hand, solar irradiation is very high in this region, with an estimated average sunshine duration of 3,978 hours/year. Figure 1. The study area, source, authors, based on Terra map images. This city has experienced significant population growth, particularly following its promotion to the status of district chief city. The population has grown from 4,468 inhabitants in 1966 to 85,650 in 2016, a more than 19-fold increase. Spatially, this demographic boom has resulted in an excessive spread of built-up areas. Numerous problems currently persist, such as the uncontrolled consumption of space according to development models less adapted to local bioclimatic and landscape specificities, Machu et al., 2018, Trush, 2011. 2.2 Data and Materials. This study aims to characterize the urban area evolution of Adrar city over 30 years, between 1986 and 2016. A period during which urban sprawl seems to be more significant. A sequential series of 4 Landsat multispectral images were acquired via the USGS, United States Geological Survey. The images acquired correspond to the following years: 1986, 1996, 2006 and 2016. These 4 satellite images were selected for their temporal similarities, scenes taken in the same seasons of the year and with very close daylight hours, to ensure a better similarity in atmospheric and phenological conditions. Table 1 lists the characteristics of the images obtained. Table 1. Characteristics of the Landsat images used. Image sensor date bands cloud cover spatial resolution, M. Image 1 Landsat 5TM15-04-1986 1-2-3-4-5-7030. Image 2 Landsat 5TM26-04-1996 1-2-3-4-5-7030. Image 3 Landsat 5TM22-04-2006 1-2-3-4-5-7030. Image 4 Landsat 8 OLI TIRS 17-04-2016 2-3-4-5-6-7030. Auxiliary maps were used as reference documents. These are 3 plot plans from 1988, 2006 and 2015, an aerial photo taken in 2006 and 4 geodative images in natural coloring supplied by the USGS, corresponding to 1986, 1996, 2006 and 2016, respectively. The classification and post-classification process of the satellite images was carried out using QGIS software. The calculation of landscape metrics was carried out using Fragstat software, McGarrigle et al., 2012. 2.3 Methodological approach. The analysis process is structured in 4 steps: pre-processing and normalization of the acquired images, classification and refinement of the classification, validation of the classification, and calculation of landscape metrics. Ban and Youssef, 2016, Harold et al., 2005. 2.3.1 Image Pre-Processing and Normalization. The images selected for this study are L1TP. This category of images is geometrically self-correcting and geocoded before released by the USGS, according to the WGS-84 Geographic Referencing System, Zone 31 North. The study area was extracted through a cutting window, including the current urban perimeter and its immediate surroundings, longitude 0 degree 2008 W, 0 degree 1444 W and latitude 27 degree 4923 N, 27 degree 5426 N. Thus, a radiometric calibration, consisting of converting image radiance into reflectance, was performed by executing a TOA, top of atmospheric, correction and applying the dose 1, dark object subtraction, model, Congedo, 2016, Gao et al., 2009, Tucker et al., 2004. Subsequently, an enhancement operation was applied to the images to improve their quality and facilitate their visual interpretation. A false color composition was maintained, Figure 2, with the combination of bands, 4-3-2, for the TM images and 5-4-3, for the Landsat OLI TIRS image, Congedo, 2016. Figure 2. False color compositions of the images used, 1986 to 1996, 2006 to 2016. Source, authors, based on USGS images. 2.3.2 Classification and refinement of the classification. The classification of satellite data is a widely used method for the extraction of spatial information. It consists of assigning to each pixel its land use belonging. The supervised classification method is chosen for this study, considering the knowledge of the field and the documents available. Before proceeding with the classification of the images, 4 land use classes were defined according to the FAO nomenclature, 2016. 1. Urbanist areas, built and developed areas. 2. Palm groves, phenoculture. 3. Low vegetation, grasslands, market gardens, and agricultural land. 4. Bare soil, undeveloped and uncultivated land. The sampling of test areas was established by photo interpretation of images in colored compositions, Figure 2, corresponding to reference maps, Munifo and Congedo, 2017. Representative polygons of different classes were generated through the region growing algorithm. This sampling step was used to measure the spectral properties of each land use class, from which the spectral classification of the set of images used was made, Congedo, 2016. The maximum likelihood classification, MLC, algorithm was used to perform the supervised classification, Liu and Weng, 2007, Mather and Tso, 2016, Fiery and Morgenroth, 2017. Subsequently, a post-processing enhancement of the maps generated by the classification was carried out. It consists of correcting the confusions induced by the classification and eliminating isolated pixels by applying a 3x3 pixel filter. At the end of this stage, a reclassification treatment was applied to the 3 maps to make them homogeneous and comparable, Liu and Weng, 2007. Regarding vegetation, 2 classes were again distinguished, urban vegetation in the current urban perimeter, which corresponds to the palm grove, and peri-urban vegetation beyond the built-up area. The latter class represents the new farms established on the outskirts of the city. This reclassification allowed us to visualize the spatio-temporal evolution of the palm grove within the urban perimeter, separately from that on the periphery. 2.3.3 Validation of the classification. The evaluation of the classification is important to proceed to the thematic analysis. It provides information on the level of accuracy of the maps produced by the classification. There are several methods for evaluating classification. The most common is the confusion matrix, Kong Alton, 1991. A synthetic index derived from the confusion matrix is also used in the evaluation of accuracy. This is the kappa, COT, index. It is a quality indicator used to measure the performance of multi-class classification. For a COT value greater than or equal to 0.8, the classification is statistically significant. If COT varies between 0.4 and 0.8, the classification is of medium consideration. Kong, Alton and Green, 2008, Landis and Cook, 1977. In this study, the accuracy assessment was carried out by digitizing 200 control points created and randomly distributed over the study area. The confusion matrix was generated after the GI's comparison matrix calculation. 2.3.4 Calculation of landscape metrics. Since this is an assessment of the evolution of land use and land cover classes, the landscape metrics selected for the measurement of spatiotemporal change correspond to the class metrics level. 6 metrics were selected for this study: Harold et al., 2005, McGarrigle et al., 2012. Number of patches, NP. The calculation of the number of fragments constituting a given class makes it possible to determine the abundance or scarcity of compositional elements. The monitoring of this index allows us to see whether certain fragments appear or disappear, which reveals the spatiotemporal trend, growth or decline. Percentage of landscape plan. This index refers to the surface percentage occupied by a land use class. It is an index that can indicate dominance in the composition of the landscape. Mean patch size, area_m, and the mean area of patches belonging to the same class, measured in hectares, HA. Combining this index with the NP index makes it possible to describe the landscape evolution between aggregation and /or fragmentation. For built-up areas, it reveals the mode of spatial growth, by densification or fragmentation. Largest patch index, LPI. This shape index represents the portion occupied by the largest fragment for a given class. The calculation of this metric indicates the level of dominance of the largest fragments of the different classes. If LPI is close to 0, it means that the largest fragment of the class in question is minimal in the constitution of the landscape. On the other hand, if LPI equals 100, this fragment occupies the whole landscape. An increase in the value of this index means that the dismayed class tends to dominate the landscape. Aggregation index, AI. This is a synthetic configuration index describing the organization and arrangement of the fragments of a given land use class. The measurement of this index reveals the level of compactness, aggregation, or isolation of the fragments composing a landscape class. The value of AI varies between 0 and 100%. As AI tends to increase, the class concerned tends to become more compact and vice versa. Normalized landscape shape index, NLSI. This index corresponds to the total edges, M, ratio between fragments to the total landscape area. The landscape's compactness, or otherwise the disaggregation of fragments, can be assessed with this index and its geometric complexity. The value of NLSI varies between 0 and 1. NLSI equals 0, which means that the landscape is perfectly compact, it is a square shape. Increasing the value of NLSI implies a decrease in the aggregation, or compactness, of the landscape, and its shape becomes more complex, i.e., the edges become more elongated. Table 2 provides the equations for calculating these parameters and a description of their ranges. Table 2. Method of calculation of the selected metrics, Neal et al., 2004, O'Neill et al., 1988. Using the thematic maps from the satellite image classification as input, the calculation of these metrics was carried out using the free software Fragstat. As for evaluating the results and considering the complexity of the studied landscapes, we proceeded to a correlation of these metrics to develop a synthetic interpretation considering the whole behavior of the different metrics examined. 3. Results and discussion. 3.1 Validation of the classification. 4 thematic maps were generated as a result of the classification, Figure 3. These maps correspond to the years 1986, 1996, 2006 and 2016, respectively. The calculation of the confusion matrices shows a satisfactory level of accuracy, both for the overall accuracy, 98.20, 92.60, 91.34, and 94.16, respectively, and for the COT index, for which the accuracy values obtained are 0.84, 0.90, 0.94, and 0.92 respectively. Table 3. Table 3. Classification accuracy of the four images 1986, 1996, 2006 and 2016. Type of assessment 1986, 1996, 2006, 2016. Overall accuracy, percent. 89.20, 92.60, 91.34, 94.16. Accuracy of urbanist area class, percent. 90.62, 94.48, 94.96, 97.12. Accuracy of the Palm Grove class, percent. 98.54, 98.21, 100.00, 92.82. COT index 0.84, 0.90, 0.94, 0.92. 3.2 The spatiotemporal mapping change, a clear spread of built-up areas against an excessive retreat of the Palm Grove. The supervised classification resulted in four thematic maps, which are illustrated in Figure 3. The diachronic reading of these maps reveals a clear growth of the built-up areas along the study period, against an equally remarkable decline of the Palm Grove. Different spatial growth patterns can be distinguished between the different study periods. Figure 3. Spatiotemporal Luke evolution between 1986 and 2016. During the first period, 1986 to 1996, the spatial growth of the city of Adrar was characterized by a continuous mode with the existing fabric, especially towards the west, new city of Sidi Mohammed Belekbur, and towards the north along the National Road RN°6. The Palm Grove plots in contact with the urban fabric started to disappear after their conversion into built-up areas. During the second period, 1996 to 2006, the city's evolution is dominated by two spatial trends. On the one hand, there is a densification of the western part of the city in the same logic as the previous period. On the other hand, there is a stretching of the urban area towards the northeast, new city of Tillelaine, and the south, along the road to Taymontite. As a result of this last extension, the Palm Grove is affected, especially in its western part, where the penetration of urban extensions is observed. A city's sprawl in all directions characterizes the last study period, 2006 to 2016. The two new cities, Belekbur in the west and Tillelaine in the north, continued to receive new extensions through densification, as did the neighborhoods along the Taymontite Road. The quarters of this southeastern strip, Old Ahmed Timai quarters, have practically filled the interstitial pockets of the Palm Grove in its eastern part. Urban fragments appeared and spread along the southern edge of the same Palm Grove. At the end of this period, the uncontrolled urban extensions within the Palm Grove form continuous patches linking the three northern, southern, and eastern sides, thus indicating a practically completed crossing of the Green Oasis network. Table 4 summarizes the quantitative results obtained from the space-time mapping. The results indicate a variation in the rate of growth between the three periods, 1986 to 1996, 1996 to 2006, and 2006 to 2016. Table 4. Evolution of land use and land cover classes by area. Land use class area, HA, 1986 to 1996, 1996 to 2006, 2006 to 2016. 1986, 1996, 2006, 2016, HA, HA, HA. Urbanist area 324.72 811.89 1197.54 2264.04 plus 48.72 plus 38.57 plus 106.65. Palm Grove 878.67 596.25 479.70 395.82 28.24, 11.65, 8.39. Peripheral vegetation, 75.6, plus 75.6. Bare ground 5,983.29 5,778.63 5,509.53 4,450.95 minus 20.47 minus 26.91-105,86. Over the entire study period, the built-up area class recorded a significant increase in surface area. Between 1986 and 1996, this class increased from 324.72 ha to 811.89 ha of land area, with an increase of 487.17 ha, i.e., an annual growth of about 48.72 ha/year. On the other hand, the Palm Grove underwent an opposite process. Its surface area decreased from 878.67 ha in 1986 to 596.25 ha in 1996, with a loss of 282.42 ha, i.e., 32.14% of lost surface area and 28.24 ha of annual loss. Between 1996 and 2006, the urbanist areas continued to grow to reach a surface area of 1,197.54 ha in 2006, with an estimated surface gain of 385.65 ha, i.e., an annual change of around 38.57 ha per year, compared with 48.72 ha/year recorded between 1986 and 1996. A slowdown in the rate of growth compared with the first period can be noted. In addition, the Palm Grove continued to lose surface area, recording 479.70 ha in 2006 with an overall loss of around 116.55 ha, i.e., an annual loss equal to 11.65 ha per year. Less loss of agricultural land is also noted compared to the period 1986 to 1996. The last period, 2006 to 2016, is characterized by a significant expansion of the built-up area class. This class gained an estimated total area of 1,066.50 ha, compared to 487.17 ha during the first period and 385.65 ha during the second period. In 2016, the urbanist areas reached a value of 2,264.04 ha of spatial coverage, i.e., estimated annual growth of 106.65 ha per year. The rate of spatial growth is more marked in this last period than in the previous ones. The Palm Grove continued to lose space in the same way. Its surface area decreased to 395.82 ha, with an overall loss of 83.88 ha, i.e., an estimated annual loss of 8.39 ha per year, compared to 28.24 ha/year between 1986 and 1996, and 11.65 ha/year between 1996 and 2006. The rate of area loss is thus lower than in previous periods. 3.3 Assessing landscape changes, 2 Opposing spatial trends. Figure 4 illustrates the results of the landscape metrics. The analysis of the evolution of the oasis landscape with the landscape metrics revealed two opposite processes: a surface growth of the urban area characterized by a compactification, aggregation, trend, against a progressive fragmentation of the Palm Grove. Regarding the class of built-up areas, two behaviors of the landscape indices are noted. The two periods, 1986 to 1996, and 2006 to 2016, recorded simultaneous increases in the NP, number of the patch, area_mn, mean patch size, and planned, percentage of landscape, indices. This indicates the appearance of new urban fragments in contiguity with existing fragments. In contrast, the period, 1996 to 2006, saw an increase in the NP and planned indices but a decrease in the mean area_mn. This decrease shows the appearance of new urban fragments, but away from the existing fragments, on the periphery. Thus, a discontinuous growth mode is implemented during this period. The continuous increase of the synthetic AI, aggregation index, correlated with the increase of the LPI, largest patch index, and the simultaneous decrease of the NLSI, normalized landscape shape index, shows that a tendency towards compaction dominates the urban fabric. The urban patch tends to have more complex morphologies during its spatial spread. As for the palm grove, the number of NP fragments recorded a continuous increase but with a decrease in the area_mn and planned indices, which means a continuous perforation of this space. The LPI and AI indices also recorded continuous decreases in their values, highlighting a process of fragmentation, disaggregation, of this green frame. The NLSI index confirms this trend of decline, which is more amplified during the first period, 1986 to 1996. Figure 4. Evolution of landscape metrics characterizing the city of Adrar, 1986 to 2016. 4. Conclusion. Spatial and temporal mapping revealed two opposed spatial processes, the spread of the urban area versus the decline of the palm grove. Over the study period, the urban fabric grew considerably in area. This growth is mainly characterized by a continuous mode, with some discontinuous extensions along the Taymantit Road to the south, especially during the period, 1996 to 2006. The palm grove is progressively crossed by uncontrolled extensions of the built-up areas, starting with the edges nibbling and then invading the degraded areas inside. The quantification of the evolution of the land use classes has revealed variations in the rates of evolution, a rate of growth of the urbanist surfaces that were more accentuated during the last decade, 2006 to 2016, and a rate of decrease of the palm grove that was more amplified during the first decade, 1986 to 1996. The combined monitoring of landscape metrics allowed us to highlight two opposite morphological trends, a trend towards the compactification of the built-up area class versus a trend towards the degradation and fragmentation of the palm grove space. The results of the landscape metrics combined with the spatio-temporal cartographic analysis have allowed highlighting the negative impact of uncontrolled urban expansions on the palm grove. Between 1986 and 2016, the share occupied by urbanist areas increased from 4.52% to 31.5%, i.e., a seven-fold increase in 30 years. On the other hand, the palm grove decreased from 12.23% to 5.21%, i.e., a loss of more than 55%. Therefore, it is important to adopt approaches based on remote sensing and landscape metrics to control the rapid and uncontrolled urbanization that is currently taking place in oasis cities and reduce its adverse effects on palm groves. Indeed, remote sensing and landscape metrics can be used as tools to help assess oasis management choices and make better decisions. Therefore, these tools offer the opportunity to formulate the best solutions and alternatives that meet the needs of protection and promotion of oasis environments. Consequently, this study highlighted the importance of satellite imagery from remote sensing for monitoring and understanding the rapid and uncontrolled sprawl of urban and peri-urban areas and assessing its impacts on neighboring ecosystems. This approach can be replicated in a broader perspective to study the phenomenon in other oasis cities and evaluate their urban development models. On a smaller scale, at the neighborhood level, this approach can lead to the measurement and qualification of urban vegetation, a vital bioclimatic component to be highlighted for the sustainability of the Saharan city. Acknowledgements. This research did not receive any specific grant from funding agencies in the public, commercial, or not-for-profit sectors. Conflict of interests. The authors declare no conflict of interest.